Hey everyone, this is Mayur. Welcome to ML Works. Today we'll get started with Python programming language. Here are the bunch of topics we'll cover today. First, what is Python? Different applications we can build using Python. Then we'll touch upon IDEs, which will help us to write Python code. And then we'll start off with variables and data types in Python, and then slowly touch upon data structures in Python. What is Python then? Python is a very simple and easiest programming language to learn when compared against C++ and Java. And it is an interpreted language, which means like the Python code is converted to bytecode first or compiled to bytecode, and then it is interpreted by PVM, which is Python Virtual Machine. This two-step process makes the Python slower compared to compiled languages like C++, and it supports structured, object-oriented, and functional programming, which we will see in the later videos. And it is both strong and dynamically typed language. By strong, I mean when you declare a variable, you have to mention the type of that particular variable. Okay, Python supports that. And dynamically typed language means when you declare a variable, you don't have to mention the type of that particular variable, and it is inferred during the runtime. Okay, so it is an automated garbage collection. It has so when the objects are no longer in use, automatically Python deallocates the memory assigned to it. And also Python emphasizes on readability, thus makes the indentation of the code very important and makes the readability very easy for users. Yeah. So all are different Python applications. For web development, Python provides libraries like Django, Flask, and for internet protocol, it supports FTP, socket interface, and many other protocols. And for scientific and numeric computing like machine learning and deep learning, it provides libraries like SciPy, NumPy, Pandas, PyTorch, TensorFlow. To build desktop GUIs applications, okay, like calculator, right? You can use Kiwi, WX widgets kind of libraries. And for software development like continuous integration and build process, you can use Apache Gump. So these tools are available in Python, and there is also business applications like enterprise applications you can develop using Voodoo or Triton. Business applications or enterprise applications means like billing or inventory management. All those kind of applications can be built using these two libraries. There are other libraries as well. Yeah. So what are Python and IDEs? There are three different IDEs I mentioned here. There are more. You can look into it. So first is Visual Studio. Visual Studio is normally used by any coders, like irrespective of the language they use. And Anaconda is primarily used for data analytics and machine learning, deep learning kind of stuff. And PyCharm is purely Python-based IDE for software development using Python. And these three IDEs are available in all the other OSs like Windows, Linux, Mac. And by default in Mac and Linux, these OSs come with Python 2.7 by default. So you might have to upgrade to Python 3 or 3.7, 3.8, whichever you want, because we'll be working on Python 3 here. So what are variables? Variables are containers for storing values. Container refers to a memory location where we store our values like integers, string, or any data for that matter. So how do we declare a variable? So the first character should be either an alphabet or an underscore. We can use alphanumeric characters after the first word, and there cannot be any special character while declaring a variable. So here are some samples we have. Underscore price underscore 8 are valid, and 8, if you see, comes after the first character, so that is valid. And if you have a numeric character at the first place, then it becomes invalid. Similarly, if you have a special character inside your variable name, then it is an invalid variable name. And Python variables are also case sensitive, which means the variable age, capital AGE, is different from small letters AGE. And there is also no need of any keyword for declaring a variable, unlike in some other languages where we use var. Okay, and there are also two scopes for a variables. It's not two types; it is two scopes. Meaning you have a local scope and a global scope of a variable. Consider you have a function and you declare a variable inside it. Okay, so that particular variable is local to that particular function, and you cannot modify that particular variable outside of that function. And in global variable, once you declare a variable outside of the function, it is accessible throughout the program. You can modify it anywhere in the program if you want to. So that is the scope of that particular variable. So what is data types? So consider you have this container, right? So it stores values. Now these value can be of different types, which means string, integer, float, boolean, or a complex number. And set, dictionary, list are also different data types, but it is used for data structure, for efficiently storing our data, right? We use this set, dictionary, list kind of data types. And to find a data type of a variable, we can use the keyword type and followed by a variable name, which will give us the data type of that particular variable. And typecasting is, consider you have a variable which of type string and you want to convert it into integer, then we can use typecasting to do that. We'll see all this in code actually. And next is data structures. Data structure is a key concept in any programming language. It is helps in organizing your data in such a manner, right? It will be much more, it will make your code efficient while running the code. Execution time is becomes better if you use efficient data structures. Okay, Python's built-in data structures are set, list, dictionary, and tuple. And using these data structures, you can build other data structures using different data structures like graph, trees, and linked list, and many more. Okay, so we have covered almost the three basic topics. And in the next video, right, what I'll do is I'll do this in practical. And this is other theory, next theory part, which will look, okay, this is like creating a virtual environment. Why should we need one? And we'll also talk about the comments in Python. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Telegram, and I also create a Discord channel such that we can discuss on Python any problem, or it will be helpful for having a discussion on Python programming. Yeah.